Hi, everyone. Good morning. Leave a comment if you're here. For class this morning, we are going to need 2 blocks. It'll be helpful to have actual blocks or something similar, but try to make do with what you have. And then we also need a blanket and a pillow. I recommend a pillow from your bed. If you don't have a blanket, try to create something that's a similar shape. It could be a second pillow from your bed. It could be like a couple pillows that are the same size from like throw pillows from the couch, something like that. But we do want, or if you don't want to use a pillow from your bed, you could use 2 blankets. So go find 2 things that are kind of shaped like that. Good morning, Jill. Hi. And 2 blocks. And you'll notice some of you knew that I would be teaching class this month from Park City. And as you can see, it's very on theme. I look like I'm in a cabin in the mountains, which I'm not actually. I'm just, we're in like a townhouse, but we're not in the mountains at all. We're just right in Park City. So everything kind of looks like this here. So enjoy that if you do. Otherwise, it's a little rustic. All right, guys, let's get started. So again, if you're just coming in, have 2 blocks or get 2 blocks or something equivalent and get a blanket and a pillow. Or 2 pillows from the bed or 2 blankets. That could also work well. Thank you for being here. As most of you guys know, donations are going to NAACP, the Legal Defense Fund there. And all of your donations are going to be matched by a corporation and then donated to that organization. So thank you so much. So come to sit down. On a block, I would recommend lifting the seat and just cross the one shin in front of the other. Find a comfortable seat here. Hands can rest on the lap. And, most of us are probably carrying a lot in our bodies. And so I just want you to know before we get started, if you are feeling, if you're feeling like you have a lot of intense emotions, possibly anger, kind of like intense sadness, frustration, despair, we're going to spend the first part of this class working through and kind of helping ourselves clear the energy and like dispel some like possibly extra pent up energy, anger, rage, whatever, and try to help us process that. And then I also recognize that many of us are probably feeling exhausted emotionally, possibly physically. We're all learning a lot right now, and coming to terms with a lot of things. And so also know that if you're just feeling like, I don't know if I can like get through my day, and I'm having trouble focusing, et cetera, like if you're just feeling a little bit like everything's moving in like opposite directions, or you're just kind of tired, honestly, we're going to do some yin and restorative things at the end, at like the second half of this class. So let's address like how we're feeling in a moment and tune into that. And we will do that at the beginning of this class so that you can get a sense for where you're at. You might already know, and then you can adjust accordingly. And I just want you to know that I'm offering kind of like both ends there, so you can lean into the pieces that you need more of and take the other pieces a little bit less if you need to. Additionally, I usually don't offer chants in my yoga classes, but there's one that is a favorite of mine, and it speaks deeply to me, and I think it's appropriate for right now. So you're in your seat, bring your hands to your lap. The palms can face down if you, again, feel like you need a little bit more grounding, and they can flip up if you want to feel more receptive. Today we're going to chant. I'm going to share the chant, and then we'll go through it one time where we can do like a call and repeat. Actually, let's just start with the call and repeat, and then we'll say it together 3 times. So I'll say each part, and then do whatever you feel comfortable with. I recommend saying it out loud. That can be really powerful and healing. If that doesn't feel comfortable for you, or you're in a space with other people and you're not like in a place where you can make noise, just say it to yourself and do your best. So this chant goes: Loka Samasta Suki no Bhavantu. And this means in English, or a translation, is may all beings everywhere be happy and free. And it's really like this call for the recognition of like all sentient beings, and that they all have the opportunity to live and be happy and be in peace. And it always brings me to tears, so apologies for that. I like to close my eyes for chanting. You're welcome to do the same. And now we're just going to say it 3 times, and I'll say it out loud. Come along with me. Do your best. These are Sanskrit words. I recognize that they're difficult to pronounce. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Gather the hands in front of your heart. Just allowing a little silence here to let the words, let the meaning of what that really means for humanity, for all sentient beings, really. Letting it make an imprint on your heart. If your eyes are closed, go ahead and open them, and we're going to come up and off the block. Like I said, we are going to do some movement to help us clear energy, but we're going to actually start with a yin or more restorative posture, just to ease ourselves into movement in general. So bring your whatever soft props you have, like the blanket and the pillow, or if you have 2 blankets or 2 pillows, and then come to sit down behind, so your back is to the prop. Let the knees fall. You can face your video if you want to. It doesn't matter which side you do first, but let the knees fall to one side, and then snuggle that hip up to your prop, and then you'll kind of lift whatever side body is facing the prop. You're going to lift that and come up and over, and then the bottom arm's going to reach long. The head will rest on the bottom arm, and then take this top arm and bring it in front of the face, and then up and over. And the hands can be palm to palm. They don't have to press. We really want to soften into this shape more than make it active in any way. So I have my knees bent. And for me, I'm laying on my right side. So whatever side body is on top, notice just the expansiveness on that side of the body. Notice the space. Notice what happens when you breathe. Today we're doing some heart work, and we often think of heart opening as back bending to open the front space of the heart, or forward bending to open the back space of the heart. And we're going to be doing all of those, but we're going to start focusing on the side panels of the heart, the place that we often don't think of as heart opening. And this is also like related to the lungs. Not taking for granted our opportunity to breathe and recognize the breath's role in helping us understand where we are in our own bodies. So we're starting, pretty slow and chill here. So take this time to tune in and recognize where you might have congestion in the body. When you breathe, where does the breath get stuck? Where might your emotions be manifesting in your body? Some places to consider looking are your throat, the neck, the hips, the belly. Will often clench in the groin area as well. The hip flexors, shoulders. Maybe I've just named every part of the body. It's really true. You can hold stress anywhere. But just allow yourself to tune in, to start to read the body or scan your own body, just getting to know, again, where you're holding congestion, where there is congestion already, using the breath as your navigation tool. And then take your top hand and place it in front of the face. Press yourself up enough so that you can slide your bottom forearm to the mat. Just pause. We're coming out of this slowly. And most of us will feel like a little bit of a wave of energy pass through us. So let that pass and then lift yourself all the way up. Turn your back to your prop. Go ahead and wrap the elbows around the knees, catch hands, and just stay here for a moment. Continuing with this discovery process of understanding where you might be holding things in the body. Using this time at the beginning of class just to listen. And then let the knees fall to the opposite side. Snuggle that hip up towards your prop. Find length in the bottom side body first before you come up and over this prop. So really lift yourself up and over. Bottom arm comes long, head rests on the bottom arm. And then for this top arm, instead of going up and over like a rainbow, swipe the hand in front of the face and then reach it up and overhead. And then right away notice as you breathe in how the top lung and rib cage expands. Some of us might already begin to feel like not necessarily, but if you feel like you're getting a little bit antsy and you're anxious to move, just make a note of that. And as we start to move into more of the movement, more active movement, you'll know that you might increase your, we'll get to it later, but just note if you're starting to feel like you really want to get moving. And also notice if this feels really nourishing for you. If this feels like exactly what you needed and maybe what you need more of. making it extra simple. Just asking yourself this simple question, do I need more or less of this? And try not to answer with your brain. Try to answer from whatever most of us have that like initial answer. Just notice whatever that answer is. And then bring your top hand in front of your face. Press down and slide your bottom forearm underneath you. And then lift yourself up once again. Take your time here. Let that wave of energy flow past you. And then bring to your seat once again. Wrap the elbows around the knees. Catch the hands. Maybe the opposite hand catches. And just let the body settle again. You might close the eyes or take the gaze down towards the toes. And then open the eyes and come onto the hands and knees. We'll move these props. You can move them to the side, and we'll put both of our blocks at the front of the mat to get ourselves set up here. So the wrists come underneath the shoulders, the hips over the knees. And we'll start with some cat-cows or cow-cats. So let the belly drop down, chest reaches forward, gaze lifts, the chin lifts. Exhale, press into the hands and the feet, round the spine, let the head fall heavy. Inhale, belly drops, chest reaches forward, look forward. Exhale, press into the hands and the feet for cat, let the head fall heavy. Maybe you shake the head no. Again, breathe in, belly drops. Breathe out, round the spine. And now we're going to come back to neutral for a moment. We're going to use cat-cow as a way to pump the breath. And I want you to focus a little bit more on the exhale. So we're going to speed up the cat-cow just barely and become a little bit more active with the breath. So breathing in, breathing out. It's okay to push the exhale out. I want this to be a little bit of a pumping. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Push the breath out. Inhale, exhale, belly drops, round the spine. And then you'll know, based on what your answer was before, whether you need more or less to keep at a steady, slower pace, or you can start to pump a little bit faster. If you need to expel energy, if you felt antsy in the more static pose, go ahead and pump with the breath and speed yourself up a little bit. This doesn't have to be manic. Only increase the volume or the speed really slowly. Really push the exhale out. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Come back to neutral. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Slow the breath down a little bit. Breathe in. Tuck the toes. Breathe out. Walk the handprints forward. Lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog with bent knees. Right away, just pedal up the feet. Let the head fall heavy. Shake the head no. Open up the backs of the legs. Warm up the backs of the legs here. But going easy on yourself. If this feels really intense for the backs of the legs, keep a really nice bend in the knees. There's no need to strain. No need to pull anything or force yourself into any kind of crazy stretch at all here. Release the neck, open and close the mouth. And then bring the knees back down to the mat. Come back to hands and knees, wrists come underneath shoulders. This time, reach your right leg back behind you. Inhale here. Exhale, take the knee to the nose. Breathe in, reach the right leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach the leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. And then we're going to do the same thing, speeding this up, just letting this right leg swing back and forward. Breathing in on the extension of the leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pumping the breath a little bit. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Again, make a choice. Either stay with this speed, slow it down if you need less. If you need to get rid of some energy, anger, rage, frustration, speed it up a little bit. Just letting the right leg swing. Let it be fluid. Resist the urge to make this violent. So you still have control over the body, but letting the right leg be a little bit free here. 3, 2, 1. Extend the leg, breathe in. Breathe out, carry the leg to the side, seal the outer edge of the foot down. Inhale, take a look forward. Exhale, reach your right arm up for this twist. Inhale, lean back into this a bit. Exhale, reach the arm up and over the ear. Feel the right side of the body open. Fill up the right side lung, breathing in. Breathing out, circle the hand down to the mat. Bring the right knee back in line with the left knee. And then exhale, sit the hips back. You're in Vajrasana, just sitting on the heels. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, right hand comes down, left arm reaches up and over. Look to the left. No strain in the neck, so if that's too much, look forward. One more cycle here, in. And out, come back to center, and then bring the hands back to the mat. Downward facing dog, hips lift, pedal out the feet, and shake the head no. Bring the knees back down to the mat, hands come underneath shoulders. Extend your left leg behind you, breathe in. Breathe out, take the knee to the nose. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, left knee to the nose. Breathe in, extend the leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Begin to speed up just a little bit. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Push the exhale out. Exhale. A little bit of pumping with the breath. Exhale, breathe in. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Make a choice here if you want to speed this up or keep it slow. You can slow down to really slow breaths if you need a little bit more restorative. If you need to expel energy, speed this up and pump the breath. Three, 2, 1. Extend the leg, breathe in. Breathe out, carry the leg to the side, seal the outer edge of the foot down. Breathe in here. Breathe out, left arm reaches up. Inhale, let yourself lean back into this a little bit. Breathe out, reach the left arm up and over the ear. Left side of the body opens. Gaze can go up and underneath the armpit if it's available. Breathing in. Breathing out, circle left hand down to the mat. Left knee comes to meet the right. Exhale, sit the hips down onto the heels. Breathe in, arms reach up and overhead. Breathe out, left hand comes down, right arm reaches up and over. Look over to your right. Right side of the body opens here. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Come back to center. And then take the hands to the mat. Downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Shake the head no. Take the feet as wide as the mat. And walk the hands back towards the back of your mat. Turn the toes out. And then just bend the knees. And extend the legs. Exhale. Inhale to bend the knees. Not all the way. We're just doing like a half squat. Exhale. Extend the legs. Inhale. Bend the knees. Exhale. Extend the legs. Heel toe the feet together and walk the hands back forward to downward facing dog. Pedal up the feet a few more times. Shake the head no. And just turn the pedaling of the feet into little steps towards the front of the mat. Taking your time. When you arrive, take a half lift. Exhale, hands come to the waist. Heavy the tailbone and stand up. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Arms come by the sides, feet press down. Gather the hands in front of your heart center. Close the eyes or make the eyelids heavy. Let's come back to the chant we used at the beginning of class. We'll just remember it in the English this time. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Let the eyes open, bring the arms by the sides. Slight bend in the knees. Hook the thumbs in front of you. Reach the arms up overhead. Look up. Exhale, bend the knees a lot. Swing the arms behind you. Interlace the hands and fold. Hands reach up and overhead falls heavy. Inhale, chair pose. Sit the hips low. Hands reach forward and up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, half lift, look forward. Exhale, left foot steps back. Drop your left knee down. Breathe in, hook the thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, hands come to the mat, downward facing dog. Breathe in, roll to plank pose. Breathe out, lower all the way to the belly. From here, tent the fingertips, elbows point up. So the hands come off the sticky mat so that the elbows are underneath the shoulder, the wrists are underneath the elbows. Breathe in, peel the head and the chest up. Breathe out, reach the chest forward and bring the forehead back to the mat. 2 more times like this. Legs are active. Inhale, peel up any amount. Exhale, come back down. 1 more time. Breathe in, head and chest lift. Exhale, chest reaches forward, forehead comes to the mat. Bring the hands underneath the armpits and come to hands and knees, downward facing dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands, back knee taps down. Inhale, hook thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, hands come to the mat. Pick up your left knee and step the left foot forward next to the right. Fold over the legs. Breathe in, sit hips low, arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, arms swing behind you, interlace the fingers and fold over the legs. Inhale, stand all the way up, hook the thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, come back down, bend or swing the arms behind you, interlace opposite grip and fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit hips low, arms reach up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Breathe in for a half lift. Breathe out, right foot steps back behind you, drop your right knee down. Inhale, hook thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, hands come to the mat, downward facing dog. Breathe in, roll to plank pose. Breathe out, lower all the way to your belly. Untuck the toes, lift the head and the chest, elbows pull back. Exhale, forehead to the mat. Take the seat to the heels and find downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands, right knee taps down. Inhale, hook thumbs, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands come to the mat. Pick up the right knee, right foot steps forward next to the left and fold. Inhale, sit hips low, arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, swing the arms behind you, interlace the hands and fold. Inhale, hook thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, pull the hands through center, standing in Tadasana. Find Tadasana for a moment. Take the hands to the waist, heel to the feet. Just hip width distance. Actually, let's take a little bit wider than hip width. Put a bend in the knees and just fold yourself, kind of a reverse melt over the legs. Catch opposite elbows. And just rock side to side, forward and back, Stay there. And then catch opposite elbows. From here, hands come to the mat, heel toe the feet together, and bend the knees into yogi squat. So knees go wide, inner edges of the feet stay together, toes touch, and then just walk your hands forward. Let the knees fall open to the side as much as they'll allow. Heels are heavy, seat is heavy, tailbone and sacrum are heavy. Let the forehead reach down towards the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Lift the hips up and step back to downward facing dog. From here, lift your right leg up. Breathe out, step the foot forward to a low lunge. Make sure your blocks are handy here. Take a high lunge, arms reach to the sides and up. Exhale, spin the back heel down, come to warrior two. Reverse warrior, right arm reaches up, look up. Exhale, side angle variation or A. So you can bring the right forearm to the top of the right thigh, or you can take the hand to a block outside the right foot. Left arm swipes in front of the face and reaches up and overhead. Pinky finger spins down, gaze comes up and underneath, opening the left side of the body here. Allow your right hip to sink down and resist the urge to let the right hip poke out behind you. Breathing in. See if you can bring some integrity to the right side of the body as well, finding length there too. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, come to stand all the way up. Right leg straightens, right arm reaches up, reverse triangle. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Back heel lifts up. Inhale, down dog split. Right leg sweeps up and back. Breathe out, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, straighten the leg, square the hip. Exhale, step the foot forward, drop your back knee down. Untuck your back toes. From here, reach the hands to the sides and up for Anjane Asana. Reach the hands up, let the hips sink forward, any amount here. Let the chest lift, let the chin lift with the sternum. Lengthen out the sides of the waist. You can even wiggle the sides of the waist long here, or do what we call like apple picking a bit in this posture. Keep letting the hips sink down. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more here. Inhale. Exhale, hands come to the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Breathe in for plank pose. Breathe out, lower all the way to the belly. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift the head, the chest, and the feet. Look forward for cobra pose or variation here. Let the hands float up and off the mat. And then you might turn the head and the chest to the right and then the left, and just notice if you're lifting yourself more on the right side or the left. Keep reaching through the toes, through the crown of the head. Inhale. Exhale, lower everything to the mat. Engage the legs, press the tops of the feet down. Hands are still underneath the armpits. Inhale, come all the way to up dog. Thighs lift up off the mat. Chest lifts. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. Inhale, high lunge, arms reach to the sides and up. Exhale, warrior two, back heel spins down. Breathe in, left arm reaches up, keep the left knee bent, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle variation. You can stop by bringing the forearm to the top of the thigh, or you can take the hand to a block outside the left foot. Right arm swipes the air in front of the face and then reaches up and over the head. Pinky finger spins down. Turn the chest up towards the ceiling. Feel the right side of the body open here. Feel the space. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Press a lot into the outer edge of the back foot. Lift yourself up. Left leg straightens. Left arm reaches up. Reverse triangle. Lean back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Low lunge, back heel flips up. Down dog split, breathe in, left leg lifts. Breathe out, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, step the foot back forward and tap your back knee down. Untuck your back toes. Inhale, arms reach to the side, then up. Anjaneyasana. Go ahead and let the hips shift down and forward, and then take your gaze any amount up. So some of us tend to want to like look down. That really helps with balance. Either look forward, try to lift the chin, see if you can lift the sternum with the chin, and then wiggle the sides of the waist long. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale. Exhale, hands come to the mat, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Inhale for plank. Exhale, lower all the way to your belly. Untuck the toes, arms come by the sides, palms press down so the pinky finger is close to the body. Breathe in, lift the head, the chest, and the feet. Keep the hands pressing down into the mat for a moment. Find broadness across the collarbones here, and then float the hands for Shalabhasana, Locust Pose. Reach through the toes and reach through the crown of the head. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. One more. Inhale. Exhale, lower to the belly. Hands come underneath armpits. Engage the legs. Feel the tops of the feet pressing. Inhale, press to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. This time, straighten the right leg, turn the right toes to the left, and find a wide leg straddle here. Breathe in, hands are underneath shoulders. Find length in the sides of the waist. Breathe out, walk the hands back so they're in line with the heels. Crown of the head reaches towards the floor. Prasarada Padottanasana. Let the head fall all the way heavy. Shake the head no. Inhale, walk the hands forward. Take a half lift. Exhale, low lunge to the front of the mat. Back heel flips up. Inhale, down dog split. Right leg sweeps up and back. Breathe out, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, take the knee and place it behind the right wrist. Let the hips sink down for half pigeon pose. You've got blankets and pillows if you need to prop up the right hip here. And so we want to come somewhere in between. I'm going to recommend you bring your blocks to the medium or lowest setting and bring your forearms to the blocks. So ideally we're not in a fully lifted, like a back bend, and we're not completely folded forward. So somewhere in the middle, it'll be a little bit different for each of us. But for most of us, it will probably require some props underneath the elbows or the forearms. So find your way there. Don't neglect the right hip. You need to place props there as well. If the hip doesn't reach the mat or the floor, go ahead and prop yourself there. And then just breathe. Maybe close the eyes. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Sink your weight onto the right side and come to a half Upavista Konasana, like a half straddle here. So my right leg is bent, heel is in towards the groin. Flex your left foot. Flip your left hand up. Bring the arm inside the left leg. And then feel the contact of the arm and the leg and allow that to be a contact point or resistance point for you to lift away from it and lift the heart or the chest up towards the ceiling. Right arm reaches away from you, and then swipe the air in front of the face just like we've been doing, and reach the arm up and overhead. Pinky finger spins down. Gaze can go up. Maybe you slide this left hand a little bit closer to the left heel if it's available. Stay with it. Continue to breathe all the way into that outer right hip and low back. And then lift up just a little bit. Let this right hand come down to the mat. Turn yourself to face the left foot and then lift yourself up. Hands come to the front of the mat. Find a plank pose and then downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. Left leg straightens, left toes turn to the right. Walk the hands between the feet. Breathe in to take a half lift. Breathe out, fold between the legs. The soles of the heels of the hands can come towards the heels of the feet. Crown of the head comes down towards the mat. You also have an option to catch the big toes here. Elbows will pull in opposite directions. Legs are engaged. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Walk the hands back forward. Take a half lift. Exhale, low lunge to the front of the mat. Breathe in, down dog split. Left leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Breathe in, straighten the leg. Breathe out, left knee, rest down, or bring it behind the left wrist. Let the hips sink down. Half pigeon pose. Once again, prop yourself up underneath the left hip. Forearms come to blocks. Continue to stay with your breath. Try to stay with try to allow, like if you're feeling emotional, allow it. Don't let it completely pass you by. Definitely acknowledge whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking. And then walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, sink onto the left hip, and again, find this half straddle. So the right leg is extended, left knee is bent with the heel in towards the groin. Flex your right foot, flip your right hand up, and bring your right forearm inside the right leg. Again, feel the arm pressing against the leg. Use that as a little bit of a barrier to then turn yourself or turn your chest and your heart up towards the ceiling. And then for the left arm, reach the arm away from you in the opposite direction. And then swipe the air in front of the face, up and over, pinky finger spins down. And notice how this adds another element or dimension to this side bend. So this, for me, allows me to find an opening all the way down to the left outer hip and the left low back. So just notice. That's where I happen to feel a congestion. Notice where it is for you as well. Stay with the breath. And then bring this left hand down. Turn yourself to face the right leg really gently here. And then lift yourself up. Hands come back to the front of the mat. Come to plank pose. And find downward facing dog. Bring the knees to the mat. We're going to move into the slower yin and restorative version of practice. So bring your 2 blocks. We're going to take them on the second setting and set them up like an equal sign. So they're both exactly the same, one in front of the other. Bring the hips in front of the blocks, or so that your back is facing the blocks. And then reach back for the first block with your 2 hands if you can. And bring your shoulder blades to this first block. You'll kind of know it when you feel it. Sometimes we're instructed to like line up the block with the bra strap. And that is valid sometimes. But for this, we want the shoulder blades on this first block. And then the head will come to the second block. And actually, I should have instructed this. If you have your blanket and your pillow nearby, go ahead and grab it, and you'll put one on either side of your legs. So shoulder blades to first block and then head to the second block. If you don't have blankets and pillows, you're just going to keep the soles of the feet on the mat, or take the feet a little bit wider than the hips and let the knees knock in. If you have props, bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees, pull these props in towards your thighs and your hips, and let the knees rest on these props like in a supported Supta Baddha Konasana. And then for the arms, they can be down the sides. I prefer mine to be an extension of the space that I feel across the front of the chest. So I bring mine just out to the side with my palms facing up. So give yourself a moment or two to test where it feels good for the arms to rest. Make a decision about your legs and let the eyes close. Let yourself sink into this. We'll be here for about 3 minutes. So just allowing ourselves the time and space here to be in this vulnerable position after we've moved and cleared some of our own energy, after we've come back to our bodies, come back to our higher selves. So just notice how it feels to take a vulnerable position and notice if you tend to resist it or are able to relax into it. Allow the face to soften. Let the tongue drop to the bottom of the mouth. Let the eyes be soft. Take your hands to the outer edges of the legs and scoop the knees towards one another. Hands come down to the mat and or if you can reach your forearms and elbows, and then use that to tuck the chin. A little bit of work from the belly to lift yourself up slowly, and then take the feet a little bit away from you. Find that position of wrapping the arms around the knees, catch the hands. Keep the eyes closed. Notice where new energy is flowing in your body. Just notice any sensations or any energetic differences. And then open the eyes and come to Virasana on a block. Keep your other props handy. So I'm taking one block and placing it on the lowest, flattest setting underneath the seat. You might want 2 blocks. If there's any pain in the knees, definitely lift yourself up a little bit higher. And take the hands to the lap, let the eyes close for this seated meditation. How to breathe when you want to give up. Today, I am breathing through fatigue, fear, and feeling overwhelmed. I breathe because when I breathe, I am reminded that I am alive. I'm reminded that to be able to fill my body with air means that I have the ability to keep going. I'm reminded that my time on earth may be short, but it can be powerful if I dedicate it to love and fairness. When I breathe, I'm reminded of Mary Oliver when she wrote, "Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" So I breathe and I let my breath turn into a smile that says back to her, "As much as I can." Continue to tune into the breath, and we're just going to do a really simple practice. Let the palms face up. Take a normal everyday breath in. On the exhale, bring your thumb and your index or pointer finger to touch. Continue breathing in. And then on your next exhale, you'll bring your middle finger and your thumb to touch. Breathe in. On the next exhale, bring your thumb and your ring finger to touch. Breathing in. On your breath out, bring your pinky finger and your thumb to touch. Breathe in. Breathe out, bring the thumb back to the pointer finger or index finger. Inhale. Exhale, take the thumb to the middle finger. Breathing in. Breathing out, thumb to ring finger. Breathing in. Breathing out, thumb to pinky. Do one more cycle on your own, breathing in. Breathing out, thumb to pointer finger. Continue on at your own pace. Moving the fingers on the exhale. Release the hands completely and take 3 more cycles of breath on your own. Feel the hands resting on the tops of the thighs and flutter the eyes open. Lift yourself up off your block and then bring your blanket long ways and put your pillow on top. Take the knees wide, as wide as the mat or wider, and then snuggle this prop almost like your bolster that you've made as close as you can to the belly. The knees are really wide. You're sitting on the heels. If this is painful for the knees at all, you'll put a block underneath your seat for this, or 2 blocks, especially if you need 2 blocks in Virasana, and you'll also need then to build this up as well, this structure. So this is just a supported child's pose, so you'll walk your hands forward. The belly and the torso is supported by the pillow. Turn your head one way. And we're not going to reach the arms all the way long. Just bend the elbows. You might even bring the hands to kind of hug the pillow underneath you. So let yourself settle in here. Let the eyes close. Soften the face. Soften the shoulders, the upper back. Soften the middle back. Soften the low back. Even notice with the breath in and out where the breath goes in your back body. And then gently pick up the head and turn your head the other way. Bring your gaze back to center, a little weight pressure into the forearms. Just look forward or looking just to the center first, and then gently just walk the hands slowly so that you're sitting back up on the heels. Take your time and take a moment at the top. Feel the hands pressing down onto your bolster or the tops of the thighs. Open the eyes and we'll move into Shavasana. With a restorative, we're going to take a restorative Shavasana. So take the blocks to the second height and you'll take them towards whichever end you're going to put your feet on. And then take either your two pillows or your blanket and your pillow, and you're just going to place it on top. If you're extra tall, I would recommend taking the blocks maybe on the highest setting. And the pillow goes here. And then bring your feet forward and try to get the crook of the knee right at the edge of your pillow. And try to make sure that the blocks are about hip width distance or so that the legs rest right over the blocks. And then slowly lower yourself down onto your back. Take any adjustments that you need and just feel like the shins and the calves are completely supported by the structure that we've created here. This is called Stonehenge Shavasana. Palms face up by the sides. Let the eyes close, let the body get heavy. And continue to explore and cultivate this deep sense of relaxation. Letting the muscles completely unclench, completely relax. Not breathing in any special way. Allowing the nervous system a chance to downregulate. Allowing the whole body, the whole heart, the whole soul, the mind, and the breath a chance to relax. without changing it at all. Just bring your attention back to your breath. Wheel the fingers and the toes. Bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet to your bolster or your pillow. Pause for a moment and then bring the feet back to the floor. Let the knees fall to the right side. Roll the whole body to the right, using the arms as pillows. Keeping the eyelids closed, press into the left hand to press yourself all the way up to sit. Elevate the seat and place the left shin in front of the right. Hands rest on the lap, keep the eyelids heavy. How to stay connected to your soul. When something happens in the world that is wrong, don't try to move on with your life like it is right. The voice within you that says, "This is not okay," is a direct call from the basic goodness of your spirit. Pick it up. Every time, pick it up. And stay on the line until you figure out how to help. Gather the hands in front of your heart center. And take one more moment just to notice how you feel. Take the thumbs to the space between the eyebrows or the third eye. Put a little tuck in your chin as a way to seal your own practice. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for being here. Crawling back. The plan is to go back to the normal schedule next week, but I'll keep you updated via email. And if you don't have my email, reach out to me on Instagram in the DMs to get it, or for me to get your email. Once again, all donations for this class will be matched by a corporation, a friend of mine whose corporation is offering matches. And then they will be donated to NAACP, to the Legal Defense Fund, portion of the organization, which is a group of lawyers fighting the massive legal battle of racial injustice. Thank you for being here. I hope that you feel good and better. And if you have any questions or need other tools, don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great day, you guys. Thank you so much.